What's up, everybody? It's Jamar here. Um, I'm basically making this video because, as you guys would know from my past videos, I told you guys that I would be moving into a new flat, and I've finally moved into my new flat, and I just want to share that with you guys and show you guys a little bit of what's been going on. I didn't bring you guys along on the actual moving day because it was actually a bit chaotic for me, to be honest with you. And I didn't really have the time to film, so I figured, you know what, I won't film it, I'll just get what I need to get done, and then I'll show you guys the aftermath, basically. Oops. 1 second, I'm just fixing something. Ooh. Right. My work uniform is just falling all over the place. I'll just chuck that in there. Right. So yeah, as I was saying, so I've moved. I've got everything pretty much sorted. There's only a few things that I need to figure out still, but it's nothing major really. Get it sorted as it comes. But yeah, why don't I give you guys a bit of a little tour. So right now I'm currently in my bedroom. I'll spin that around. That's my wardrobe slash mirror setup. As you can see, I've got quite a big king-size bed in my room. I put this rack over there. It hasn't got anything on it because most of my stuff is in there. But that being said, that rack is basically going to be holding just my work uniforms and my army uniforms. So I have all my army uniforms ironed out and laid out over there, ready to go for every week. And that's what that's there for, so that my army uniforms aren't like smushed between everything in my regular closet and getting crinkled and creased. So that's why that's there. Right, so now we're on into my shower, which is stand-in shower. It's not too bad, it's not massive, but it's good enough. You can honestly fit 2 people in there, no problem. But yeah, it's very bright, decent toilet space slash shower. I've got my cabinet, just filled with random bits that I use. And yeah, then we're off into the living room. I'll flip this light on for you guys. So I've got my living room. This was absolutely horrendous to get inside. This sofa was such a hardship to get inside my flat, let me tell you. And guys, when I ordered it, so I tried to basically find deals to get this sofa for cheaper, and I ended up saving about 200 quid on this. But the reason I was able to save 200 quid on this is because instead of buying it on Amazon, I found it on eBay, and I got it directly from the manufacturer. But their posting didn't tell me which corner it was made to fit in. So initially, I thought I was going to fit it this way and whatever. I didn't realize it would have like been too long because I didn't measure. I just assumed or eyeballed it, and I didn't measure. So I didn't realize it was going to be too long and past the doorway. And so I had to rearrange which side it was going to go. And basically, long story short, I had to take this section, which is an individual section. This one right here is like one separate piece. So that 2 seats, separate piece. This is a separate piece. This is a separate piece, and these 2 are a separate piece, and they all link together. And so what I had to do was change the hinges on this single piece here in order for it to fit the other way in the room, because the pieces are meant to sit differently together, but I basically was able to work around different pieces to make it fit for this room. So yeah, so I had to do that. I got lucky with that because I was able to basically remove some hinges and relocate them so that they still fit together like one piece. But yeah, so that's my little living room space. I'll show you guys again on a whole spectrum, full spectrum. So do that. That is the living room space. I had a really lovely lady give me this lamp for free to help me out. That was super nice of her. I believe her name was Jen. Thank you, Jen. That was really nice of you. It's a very nice lamp actually. It's got one of these little step-on switches. And then from my living room, you go in here. Bear with the mess. I've been a bit busy. I had guests over yesterday, and I was cooking up a storm. I cooked some jerk chicken, cooked some rice and peas, and I cooked some coleslaw and some veggies. But yeah, my kitchen's a bit of a mess right now. I've been doing some washing there, doing some washing there, and got some rubbish to take out. But yeah, got a little bit of a view outside. That's my car park back there, and then I've got a bit of a view. But yeah, got this rug, got my PlayStation and stuff set up. Now, initially, when I first moved in, my TV wasn't on the wall facing towards the kitchen. It was actually on this back wall here, which I'll show you right now. So my TV was actually over there, and the plan was to have two TVs side by side, because I've got two skyboxes, and basically, like, I'm someone that likes to entertain guests and have friends over and family and whatever. And so the idea was I could play my games on one side and have sports or whatever else going on the other side, and we can all still be in the same room, chatting, having a good time, eating, whatever. But that being said, things had to be rearranged purely because of this big sofa. And so now the plan is I'm going to have one TV here like it is, and then I'm going to have a stand that goes over here with another TV raised up, and it's going to be sat over here. This lamp is more than likely going to be relocated somewhere. But yeah, I'm going to have two TVs in here still, and that way when I'm sat down on this side of the sofa and I want to still watch TV and whatever, then directly across from me will be another TV up against that wall. And it doesn't look as spacious at the moment, but it will fit quite well. And I've got a vision and I've got the idea of what I'm going to do. So yeah, the spacing is there. I've measured it with the same size TV. This one here is a 65-inch, and that is the same TV that I'm going to be putting over there as well. So it will fit. But yeah, so basically I have two TVs in here. It'll be a bit of an entertaining spot for me, and the idea is really, guys, like, I know this sounds ridiculous, and I know it seems like, oh, like, why is he being so extra? Why is he spending so much money doing this stuff? But to me, really, if I've got my flat set up this way, I'm going to be less likely to be going out all the time and partying out and going out for drinks and stuff with my friends. I'll just be able to instead buy a case of beers or whatever, which is much cheaper, and just have guests over here and chill here and have a good time here. You know, a lot of times in our British culture over here, we tend to have a very strong pub culture, and we tend to go out a lot for sporting events and games and stuff like that, which is nice. But sometimes, if you're lucky enough like me, I've got quite a bit of mates that actually would probably rather just have something a bit more low-key, stay inside, watch the sports together at someone's flat, and just really have a bit of a cheaper night, but a fun night at the same time. And so, with that in mind, it will actually save me quite a bit of money in the long run, because realistically, buying another telly, it's going to cost me maybe about 600 quid, but it is quite easy to it is actually quite easy to spend more than 600 quid on a couple weekends going out, because like I said, when you go out here, our drinking culture is very, very strong, and with that we end up tending to buy everybody drinks rather than just yourself, and so that racks up your bills quite quickly. And if somebody buys you a drink, you need to buy them a drink back, otherwise it seems a bit rude. So there's a lot to take into account, and I think just overall, if people are coming around, they're bringing cases of beer, and we're bringing food, and we're all pitching in, it always works out cheaper. and it's still going to be just as good of a time. So yeah, that's basically my intention and my plans. And also, like I said, like to me, I just want to have a comfortable space to chill, get some work done. I'm hoping to pump out a lot more content now that I've finally got my own place to actually, speak out loud and not have to worry about other people really. I don't have to be too quiet all the time. Um, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna look to pump out a lot more content for you guys. Um, but yeah, I think today I'm probably gonna double up or triple up on the videos. You might see me in the same outfit. I'm not gonna be one of those vloggers that just changes outfits just because I'm doing multiple videos in one day. I'll tell you guys now, I might do multiple videos in one day for you, just to kind of like answer a few questions and go across a few things that you guys may be thinking about or might be curious about. So yeah, but yeah, this process has been extremely hard, extremely tiring. As I told you guys in my previous vlogs, I've started a new full-time job, so I've been working 12-hour shifts almost every day. What I do is 5 days on and typically 2, 3, or 4 days off, and it just depends on my rota, but that's usually how my days off will work. So I'll work a consecutive amount of days and then get usually predominantly 3 to 4 days off, but sometimes I only get two. Um, so yeah, so it's been extremely busy in that regard, and therefore I haven't been able to get back to you guys as quick as I'd like. That being said, in addition to working my new full time job, as you guys know, I'm in the Army Reserves. I'm 4th Merchant in the Anti Tank Regiment, Anti Tank Platoon, which is out of Kidderminster. It's the HQ battalion, and basically I spend every Tuesday evening going there, and I'm just about to basically get into my uniform and all that stuff, which is going to be quite nice. Which I'll share that with you guys. Hopefully, I can share like all my ceremonies and stuff like that with you guys as well. And a cool fact is that I'm going to be one of the first soldiers to be sworn in under the king, or the new king, because around the time frame that he's actually going through his coronation is when I'll be swearing in and getting my full uniform in, which is quite cool. So yeah, I'll be swearing my allegiance to the king through the army, and yeah, I'll try my best to share that with you guys. I'm not too sure what my restrictions will be with recording. It kind of depends on where it's going to be facilitated predominantly. As you guys know, I can't really film too much on the barracks and stuff like that, so I do have to be relatively cautious and get approval before I just pick up my camera and film things. But I almost always have my camera with me, so I will try and get some bits and pieces more frequently for you guys and show you guys a little bit more of what's been going on in my life. And apart from that, I also do have a part-time job which I work Friday nights and Saturday nights when I can do, and that's bouncing between a pub and a club. I work at the pub between 10:30 to 1:30, and then I jump over from 1:30 until about 3:30 to the club. And that just pulls in a little bit extra cash, and really that one part-time job is what covers my rent. My full-time job is me trying to get back on my feet and really save towards a mortgage and all the nice little luxuries that I want, and obviously contribute with my bills, and just have a bit of a backup and some extra leverage, we'll say. And then of course my army pay will start coming in, and that will help. So the idea is to try and maintain about those three incomes. As you guys know, I've got my book selling as well, which I'll drop the link below. If you haven't got one, go and get one. You'll love them. And I'm trying to promote those a bit more. So like on my days off like this and stuff, I'll be trying to make my way out and donate a few books, and sell some books, and also sell some of my art. If you guys haven't seen that, go and check that out as well. I've got lots of art canvases you can buy. But yeah, basically I'm trying to build up my streams of income. So I've got multiple streams of income, and I can get myself to where I want to be rather quickly. So basically, I've set myself a bit of a timeline, as I usually do. Um, and for those of you that have followed along from my old channel, you guys would have known that my initial timeline turned out to be a 2-year timeline, pretty much due to COVID restricting my travel at the time. So I had given myself 2 years to send everything over, prep myself, and get over here from Canada and basically rebuild myself here in the UK. And I was able to manage that. I ended up booking a ticket and saying, you know what, I'm going on this date no matter what. I ended up leaving December of last year, which is 2021, and I've been here since. It's going on, well, it's 10 months now, going on 11 soon. And this is where I am, I've got my own place now. So 10 months, roughly, if you're going at it consecutively, very hardcore, from the time you get here, you're pushing. 10 months, roughly, you can get back on your feet and get things sorted out. Now, mind you, I didn't come here with nothing. I came here with a pretty good chunk of savings in British pounds, and I still had a hard time getting back on my feet. So don't think, oh yeah, just because I've got 10 to 20 grand set aside to come over here in their currency, that it's going to be an easy walk. It's not. You've got a lot of stuff that you're going to have to pay for. You're going to have to rebuild and reestablish a lot of things. If you've got certain qualifications that you're coming over with, some of them may not be transferable and you might end up having to redo them, such as I did. And all of that costs money. And the way things work over here in the UK is quite different from how it works in Canada. And therefore, you're going to run into a lot of unexpected expenses. For example, people ask me why it cost me so much just to redo a lot of my licensing and a lot of my courses, but part of that you have to take into account is the fact that you also have to travel to specific places just to do those courses, because not everywhere offers them and not everywhere has a system in place to accommodate people who are working on those courses. And so instead of just paying just my course fees and whatever else to get all my licensing and everything done, I ended up having to pay for hotels and flights and all sorts of stuff just to go and get everything sorted out. So that's also something to really take into account, especially in terms of which I'll touch base on this more in depth in a different video, but a lot of things that come into play have to do with your residential address and where your place of home address is, because that's very important in the UK. And if you don't have a steady place to base yourself out of, you're going to be bouncing around a hell of a lot, and you're going to be coming up with a lot of alternative solutions in order to get yourself out of the situation that you're in when you first come here. And it is quite hard. So I will share some of that with you guys more in depth later on. But as for now, I've definitely gone over my 10-minute mark. Video's almost going on 20 minutes. I'm going to cut this video off here. It's a bit of a longer video, but I hope this video was a lot nicer for you guys and a bit more informative. I'm definitely going to continue to do a lot more videos of this nature and just sit down, chat with you guys about my move and everything that I've gone through. But yeah, stay tuned. I think I'm going to bang out like 2 more videos today, ideally, and just chat about very particular things and yeah, basically see what you guys have to say. But yeah, I'm going to cut it off here now. It's going on 20 minutes. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.